Alrighty, take one. Where's the camera? There it is. Hey everybody, this is Dread slash Lord Dread slash a few other things. I'm outside. I figured I would make a video, but it's surprisingly hard to find good light inside your house sometimes. So here we are outside, but let's get to business here. So we're going to talk about a twink project I made back in 2010. Hard to believe it's been that long. It's been a long time. I started playing again a little bit with the anniversary event. That was back in the summer. They had the free time for paid account, so I got back into it a little bit and started playing a little bit more. And you know how things go. So before I get to the twink, first a couple comments on the game in general. It has been quite pleasing to see how much is still going on. I wouldn't say the game is going strong, but it's going, and the people that are there are kind of passionate, hardcore people. So good job. Some of the twinks I've seen in the last week, month, there's some hardcore stuff out there. Also, there's a lot of good video channels regarding sometimes Anarchy Online and other stuff. But special shout out to Sharp Tony. He's posted on my videos a few times, and finally I clicked on his and it's like, oh, Anarchy Online stuff, cool. So there you go. Also I've seen Callus, another awesome Anarchy Online streamer channel. I could watch that stuff all day. There's so many places in Anarchy Online that I have not seen myself. So Sharp Tony said, hey, let's do something. And finally, like, yeah, okay, I'll check out your, oh, you make twinks too. Hey, this game is still going. Awesome. Okay. So what are we going to talk about today? This is a video, seeing as this interest is still somewhat out there. Hopefully this is of some interest. It's been 8 years. So this project at the time, which might have been kind of cutting edge, I don't even know if it was good at the time, but level 60 Enforcer is what we're talking about here. This guy's name is Panther. He was probably my very first twink back when I thought 125 level implants were twinking, and I put a Panther on him. He's gone through a couple iterations since then, upgraded to probably a 101 Panther, higher implants, and most recently this is a one-hand edged switch completely. IP reset, one-hand edged. Now at the time, the video you're going to see is just basically that. Not a lot to it other than the last few steps and equipping that weapon. Wasn't even 100% sure it would happen. I was really close, and there's always a surprise. No matter how much you calculate in your twink projects, there's always something you didn't quite think of. And I think brawling ended up being closer than I expected, but that's all you're going to see is the last bit. Now again, I had to dig this seriously from the archives, 2010. So that's what you're going to see is a blast from the past. I do know this is no longer such a big deal. I've seen this. Well, first of all, the end ball has gotten much easier to equip. The requirements have dropped by a third. So it at the time cost 500 stamina to put this thing on. So I got a hold. That was probably one of the hardest parts of this whole project, was the 500 stamina. And now it's only like 330 or 370 to get that same one on. So I could upgrade that today if I want to redo this. Also, Duckaholics rings. How about that? That's a new thing. Duckaholics rings makes this, he's got 180-ish implants, this guy. But today I'm sure I've seen 189, 88, 190s maybe on an Enforcer. So you can go higher. So if I ever get inspired, this guy is due for a bit of an upgrade now. 8 years old. But he's pretty cool for his day, and he's solid no matter what. You can't get any higher level Chiroptera. I get a 106. Maybe they'll make one. Anyway, here you go. Blast from the past. Okay, I'm going to record my attempt to equip level 105 crispy Chiroptera on my Enforcer here. I got a level 60 Enforcer, and I've been resetting perks all day. And speaking of that, I got to do one more. I think Aatrox primary genome, take that out and put that back into light infantry. Okay, so I think we're ready to go here. I hope my calculations are correct. As usual with projects like this, it got carried away a little bit. It was never planning to do a 105 Chiroptera. I figured I'd start with a 103 maybe, then I realized 104 was quite possible. But I had that basically done, and then I realized I could actually go even higher, so I got stuff like the 125 OFAB sleeves there. Actually, I already had 100 sleeves made up. I never figured on this, but once I found out that was possible, I redid the whole thing. Then I got a 154 Leah's Sangi shirt. There's an end ball. It's a plus 23 end ball. That was the hardest thing probably so far. That was like a 500 stamina to get that on. I got 147 Rhino Man boots there. Originally I was going to hopefully do this with just 2 pieces of combined mercenaries with just like legs and head, whatever, but anyways, let me just make sure. Yeah, other than that, implants are pretty good. I got 179, 182, 180, 180, so they're 180-ish mostly. So anyways, yeah, so in order to get the Chiroptera on, we got to do first a couple of triplers to get enough one-hand edge skill, and those require a bit of piercing. So in order to get that on, I got to do Fearforged blades first. Let's start with that. I got my trader over here. I'll just do a wrangle and see if I can do Fearforged blades. Okay, there's one. So of course, Fearforged blades add one-hand or piercing skill. Now I'm trying to minimize the amount of piercing that we need. So let's see. Okay, that tripler went right on. That tripler went right on. Okay, so now we are at 996 one-hand edged. I have combined mercenaries boots. 1004 one-hand edged. And now I need 501 sneak attack. Actually, I need to start with 601 brawling. 601 brawling. Fast attack 501. And sneak attack also 501. Come on, you can do it. Okay. And I need Dimash too. Where is Dimash? 201. And that should do it. Let's try. There it goes. Crazy. So there it is. Crispy Chiroptera. Level 60 Enforcer. Catch here is going to be keeping it from OE self-buffed. So to do that, I need 800, maybe 801, I'm not quite sure how it rounds, but 801 or 800 one-hand edged self. So basically, I don't think that'll be a problem. I think I'm going to end up with about 804 without the tower. So if the tower stays up for a while, my little personal modifier tower has a plus 12 to all this stuff, then it's quite a ways over the limit, and that'll be that. But the limitation right now, of course, is he needs to have this research attunement device going to keep it from OE. But there are other things I can do to get a few more points too. I could get like maybe a +5 ring or something. I don't think I could get a +10, but a +5 ring. The Leah's chest could probably go up 1, and I got this +2 close combat fighter of manual of skill that could go up to 3. So I could probably get 6 or 7 points extra here if I needed to bump it up. But anyway, so that's that. Now I gotta do the cleaver. I got a 160 cleaver here ready to go, and I just did all the one-hand edge stuff first because of my paranoia of the tower getting attacked. That's what happened last time actually. I had it all ready to go, all done. He was just resetting perks, and the tower was smashed, and I could have probably done the 104 and the 160 cleaver without the tower, but on principle alone, I redid all his computer literacy stuff and psychology to put another tower up, and I went with a 90 tower instead of an 80 tower, but just because. And that's when I realized I could go higher with most of these things. So after the wrangle's worn off, that's not quite legit because he still has the tripler on, but there's 822 one-hand edged self minus the tower puts it even, that's still pretty good actually. Oh, well, he's got behemoth and stuff going, so anyways, 822 at the moment. So now I gotta reset all my multi-melee perks. I just wanted to do this first to get it on because I can probably do the multi-melee part without the tower, but one-hand edge was a bit of a trick. So that's that. There it is. I don't know what else to show you, but that's my dude with his little whatever. I could probably put on a 140 cleaver maybe. Let's put that. Oh, not quite. Anyways, there it is. Alright, I'm speaking to you now again from the future, from 2018, just voiceover here. The video you see now is, I think, probably the only video I have of him. This is basically his first test drive after getting the Chef Cleaver on. So he's not optimized as far as perks or anything yet, but yeah, just checking out damage to see how he's doing. And it's not bad. Well, it's actually good, seriously good on damage. One thing I noticed just now, look at his ACs on this character. It's about 26, 7, 800 up there. If you go back and look at when he was, 2007 with tier 1 armor, he had over 4,000 ACs. So that's definitely a trade-off, is damage for armor. I guess it depends if you can kill whatever it is faster. Maybe that's okay. Maybe you want lots of damage, but definitely notice that. He's got, usual hits plus good ones, or 1,600, 1,700. Occasionally there's a 2,000. I think it's in like a 2,400 hit in here somewhere. But that's him, all done. I don't have access to my paid accounts right now, so I can't go and test drive, but there he is in his first test drive in the temple. I also noticed, as you may have, after rewatching this, that he's still wearing a barbecue pillow. So definitely ACs could come up a little bit. And as you can see, obviously not trying to do anything uber and solo or anything, just checking damage. He almost dies here, I think. So, yeah, there he is. Level 60 Panther, 105 Crispy Chiroptera.